Hey guys, it's Will. Welcome to the channel. I'm a part-time day trader trying to become a full-time. Today is Monday, June 16th. It is the first day of the week and I did miss a trade and it kind of sucks. My trade would have been this right here. It would have been a 3-to-1 trade. And technically I didn't miss it, but I was not really confident in the trade. It was a bit aggressive, so I didn't take it. And maybe in hindsight, I'm just thinking about like I could have taken the trade, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. It's still pretty early in the morning. It's only like 10:50, but I don't really see anything that I like. The charts are overextended and I don't know. It's like I could do a break and retest of this level right here, but it's just like too overextended that I don't really like it that much. And the downside, it's not really there because the market is pretty bullish right now, so I don't really feel like shorting. It looks like the market could just break down though, so it could be like a break and retest short. Like it's failing right now. There's like a double top right here, but not really interested in doing that because it still could just be another pullback into the next long. Going to the bigger time frames now to show you guys where I got these levels. I'm gonna go to maybe the 30 minutes. Yeah, so this was the previous day right here. This is the Friday, I believe. Yeah, that is the Friday. And basically we had this high right here on the Nasdaq, 22,000. And then we had the 22,067, which was the previous day close. It's not exactly that level, but it is general areas. Just because there's a wick high of this level right here on the previous day, I don't put it exactly at that level. It's because I do look to the left. I do look at previous days or the past couple days, and I do see that there is wicks above the level right here, and there's wicks. So I do take a consideration of the other levels, and I also do zoom in closer and look carefully what the level is actually doing. And majority of the levels like is wicking back down into the 67. It really depends on the range. You can always like move it up higher. It doesn't really matter, but it just depends on how you like the levels, and if it aligns with other levels other previous days, then that's where I got my levels. And then we do have the major 22,000 level right here. It's because we do see like how the candles like wicks back down at that level, so I do have it at that level. And then yes, this day as well, 22,000. There's actually a contract change today, so it moves over. So that means the Nasdaq levels are a little higher than the previous week or like last week. So it's a bit different in terms of levels, but they're all gonna still be the same levels. I did have the 22,100 because it was holding right here, and then later it rejected the market right there. So then when I do zoom in closer to the 2-minute time frame, you can see how it does respect this level of the 2267. It probably is exactly at the level. It does do a strong candle right here, but that was like a strong volume candle in the morning. When I seen that, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to long the level because it was pretty volatile. But I guess that means there was a strong buying volume and that I could have just taken the long because it did retest it and then it still got bought back up. But I don't really like taking longs like this. I don't know. It's something to play with. It's still the break and retest. It's just something that I gotta work on and just have a game plan towards. Then if I do look at the ES, it still does align as well because it was stuck at this level right here. And then when the volume did happen, when the big candle did happen, that's when it got up here. And I could have had a game plan where it just like, I put my stop loss right there. And it could have been a good risk to reward and target wherever the highs are or the Nasdaq level. And then zooming out, I got these levels exactly the same way as the Nasdaq. It was rejecting exactly at the 6080, and then you can see here on the other previous day it was holding exactly at 6080 and then rejected right at the 105 right here. This 6105 level is pretty huge because we see how it rejects like general areas around here. It rejected exactly at this level right here. But if I do go to the 4-hour time frame and I zoom out all the way to the left, 6105 exactly right there. If I zoom out more or I go to the left more, 6105 exactly right there as well. So it is going to be a major level in the market. Going back to the 2-minute time frames and looking out the previous day, since we do see the 6080 right there, so basically if it is reclaiming the previous day, that means the market is going to show some strength. So what I do, I look for a break and retest of that level. Early morning it was rejecting right here, and as soon as it breaks up, like right here, obviously it does break. This candle right there, it does break, but it's not a strong break, and that's why it's failing the market. That's why it's choppy. That's why I say I like a strong break and then slowly retest right here. So this is considered a strong break right here, but then I prefer a more of a retest, like maybe a couple candles more. It's more like a bull flag basically. So it breaks up and then it slowly retests this level. That means it's basically a bull flag. If I were to draw like a line right there, that's what I normally like seeing. This is still a break and retest because it's still retesting the level, and sometimes you take your shot early because sometimes it doesn't retest the level properly and then it just goes up. That's why if you do have proper risk management, then it makes sense that you could play it off of that level. And if I do align it with the Nasdaq as well, it was a pretty decent level to long because my stop would have been proper, right? And that would have been a good trade. This fade of the double top might actually work, but you know, not really trying to get in this trade. I'm probably done for today. Might be too bright, so I gotta turn down this. Can you guys see it? Why is it so hard to like focus on these levels? And these are my levels, but basically, I did take a trade right here. Yeah, this thing is shit. I might have to like redo it. I'm actually just gonna talk right here. The first trade, I did try catching the low basically. So basically it was a break and retest long. Because the ES was kind of slowly sliding down, even though it was a strong break. And you might think the market is weak. Like I could have caught the downside earlier. But since it was going down, I tried catching the bottom. I saw a higher low and then I put my stop loss under it. Maybe I should have put it lower because I did get stopped out early. But then once I saw it again, once it started breaking up and it went back up, I tried my 2-to-1, I got my 2-to-1, and now I'm up for the day. I'm up basically about, I believe, yeah, so I took a trade, $31, and I lost. And I did take a trade on the ES by accident, so I exited out, so I'm not really gonna count that. I was risking around $35 and I made $71, so that was a 2-to-1. So that means I am up $30 today, so pretty happy with that.
Order filled. Order filled.
And what I like to say is how you do one thing is how you do everything. Keep staying disciplined, keep staying consistent, and let's just get 1% better every day. And I'll see you in the next one.